Thank you. I'm pleased to announce the next reader. I'd like to introduce Samuel Autman, a class of 2010 Writers Readers Retreat Fellow in Nonfiction.
Can you hear me? Yeah. So this piece is called Invisible Nails, and it's the introduction to my memoir, Sanctified. I was curled on the floor between two pews, my hands covering my face, surrounded by sharp parishioners. I screamed and sobbed, the guttural yell of someone losing a limb to an axe or saw. A gut-busting shriek that poured from my innermost being. It was the wickedest sound that ever moved through my vocal cords, as if something in me, but not from me, was crying through me. Sorrow and embarrassment became a braid of tears and mucus on my chin. Usher stooped to my aid and patted my shoulders. Brother, you're going to be all right. I had collapsed near the front of Autman Memorial Chapel in Wheaton, Illinois, as Leanne Payne was leading the congregation in a group prayer. She was a frail woman, standing behind a wooden lectern with big glasses, a dimpled grin, gray hair pulled back in a bun. She looked like a character on an oatmeal canister, a vision of Bessie Ross. The microphone transformed her warm, soft voice into a thunderous, hypnotic chant. The congregation repeated words back in unison, declarations of liberty from Old Testament deities. I renounce you, Baal. I renounce you, Ashtaroth. I renounce you in the name of Jesus. I renounce the sin of misogyny. I renounce the idol gods my father served. All over the congregation, people crumbled tissue into wads. Cheeks were flushed in tears and snot flowed as the attendees keened high-pitched pleas to the Most High. Payne stood in as his proxy. Amid the screams, otherworldly piano chords, melodic singing, bodies fell to the floor throughout the congregation as Payne's ministry team sprinkled holy water on the crowd. May this put you in remembrance of your baptism, she thundered, and the audience shrilled in cacophony. Troops of ushers threw white sheets over convulsing, twitching frames. Payne told us the holy water was a touch point for the spirit, hence the manifestations, which she explained demonstrated the presence and power of God. The outbursts were our inner wickedness being exposed. Her prayers had loosened our bonds from the wicked one, she said. She had invisible nails in her hands to crucify our inner gay selves. To the uninitiated, it would have looked like pandemonium. A room littered with bodies of insane babblers created a symphony of misery. I had arrived on the campus of Wheaton College Sunday afternoon. Leanne Payne was the keynote speaker at a week-long pastoral care ministries conference. She would be drawing material from her books, manifestos on overcoming homosexual neurosis and gender identity crisis, restoring the Christian soul, crisis in masculinity, and the broken image, restoring wholeness through healing prayer. Many of her books and teachings are still used in ex-gay ministries to heal homosexuals today. I had spent months inhaling her revolutionary ideas on masculinity and femininity. True masculinity wasn't buff men in uniforms or dykes on bikes, but rather the capacity to execute an idea from start to completion. Femininity was the ability to communicate effectively in relationships, not wearing clothing. Her teachings were steeped in centuries of evangelical and Anglican thought, and blended the symbols of the Episcopal type liturgy, blended with a Pentecostal brand of teaching, singing, and praying aimed at healing the sexually broken. With a background in literature, art, and as a professor at Wheaton's Graduate School of Theology, Payne carried herself with an air of holy nobility. She herself said she had never been a lesbian, but claimed to have prayed or counseled hundreds and hundreds of gay men and lesbians into opposite-sex marrying, baby-producing citizens. Quoting the writings of C.S. Lewis, she maintained that God himself came to live inside people and change their nature from gay to straight. The topic captivated me in those days. I was there to see if these things were true. One of my lifelong hobbies in my youth had been discovering and obsessing over a particular Pentecostal preacher, trying to absorb their words through books and tapes for months at a time. I had grown up Baptist-Costal, migrating from the Baptist church of my upbringing to the more excitable Pentecostal church because the music was better. I had in my youth shot my hands up, clapped, danced in expression of joy, and as a long life seeker was still in those days praying, singing, memorizing, and quoting scriptures. But at 35, I was still wrestling to reconcile my gayness to my Christianity.